I mean, we know it got over there, because that's where it was found, but we need to prove that that's how. How are we gonna do this? I mean, there is the fact that we know she fell 10 feet, but does that prove that she was pendulumed? And then there's this, which was found there. But again, those things don't really prove that she was... Fuck it. It's the closest thing. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in the front of the inner temple. So then that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Oh. Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Her body. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, then came loose and fell about 10 feet. Then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. What did they... How did they make... I guess they must have put the staff, like, in her clothing, like, in a way that made it so it wouldn't fall. It's kind of weird that they put it on there. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise Downham's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found... right there. Precisely, Your Honor. The very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. I knew I heard a sound. I was like, what was that? Thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Gatto? That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing. What is it this time? The aroma. Excuse me? Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak coffee-nese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice laying in wait to catch it. An accomplice? The criminal wasn't able to cross a dusky bridge. So who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite? Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well, then. If you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side? Oh, dear God. That was Iris, right? Make sure I've got it right. Iris was the one on that side. Here we go. Although it's going to be weird to say that, because they think Iris is the only one involved. So I kind of want to say Dahlia, just to say that she is Iris's accomplice. But specifically, the one on that side was Iris, so here you go. It can only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? But I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it. Wright, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time! Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? Your sister, or the pendulum, using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris. What? The hell does that mean? What? Are you saying it's Dahlia? They were both involved, though. If she was Dahlia, she would still know that the bridge was on fire, right? Maybe not. Because if she was in the garden killing Misty, she might not have ever left the garden. She might not have been out there to see. What? How is this? What? What are you talking about? Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is... If she's Dahlia, Godot's not gonna like that one bit. Maybe mutual hatred over Dahlia could let Godot forgive me for not killing Mia. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach during this trial. So has What? From yesterday? What? When did it become her? I'm so confused. So that's why she's doing it. She's not Iris. Iris wouldn't do that. Iris is nice. What is happening? The woman that's standing there at the witness stand, her real name is... Holy fuck, dude. When? How? I need an explanation on this. I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Unless she's being channeled, but I thought she couldn't channel? Or can she? Or no? Yes? Hawthorne. Sister Iris had her twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. I was thinking of something, but I don't know if I want to say it. So I was thinking like the only other person who could channel would be Maya. And I was thinking, what if this was Maya? Because obviously if she's channeling Dahlia, she would look like Dahlia, and she'd still have the black hair. And then Dahlia could arrange her hair how she wanted it. Maybe she was able to like take control, and like they had Maya kidnapped this whole time and were using her for this, but I don't think so. That's why I didn't say it. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago. My name's Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Yeah, you guys. You were smitten. But, according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month. What's happening? So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom. What? So she is being channeled. They didn't somehow switch. Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of... You, of all people, should already understand, after all. The blood of the master of the Karain channeling technique flows within that body. Is it really?! Was I right? I didn't want to say it because I thought it was stupid. But if I was right... Holy shit, that is Maya! Maya's been up there the whole time! So, a body somehow is... She's not... I mean... You know what I mean when I said, like, oh, Dahlia's in control. I mean, obviously, like, when Mia takes over, she's in control. Obviously, the spirit has control. It's just that, you know, why would she have channeled her in the first place? Is what I meant. So, yeah. And I would imagine that they could maybe have some kind of level of control over it, but I guess not. I kind of forgot that they kind of, their consciousness, like, goes away while they're channeling. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple. So was Maya the one who channeled her? I guess so. I didn't think so, because I thought she was locked in the place. But she wasn't. I guess. Or was, but then got out? I don't know. Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens? Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. 2 of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 o'clock. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also... Oh god, I'm getting a headache. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw... Oh my god, dude. Stop it. Too many Irises. Fuck. So it was Maya. Why did Maya channel her? Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. And what was Misty doing? Yes, it's true that you found plans to talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. I can't believe I got it right. I just suddenly had the thought, what if this person on the sand right now is Maya's body? And it actually is. She would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and they arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that. Yeah, so where's the real Iris? If this isn't her. Looks like he's finally convinced. But something still seems off. Way off. Still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. I mean, if all the way up till yesterday was the real Iris, where, I would assume that's the case, that's what Phoenix seems to be saying, where is she now? Because that wasn't Maya's body channeling Dahlia the whole time, was it? It was Iris most of the time, right? Some else. Dude. Oh my god. Like, you guys can't blame me for this, right? For not being able to keep track of all the details. There's a lot. This case spans like 20 years, and there's a lot of shit. There's twins, and there's channeling, and there's a lot of shit. And it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? There have to have been. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? Did it happen then? When Edgeworth lost her? What the hell? Well, I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. Sorry, buddy, I gotta throw you under the bus like this. This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor. There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? I got it. You don't have to flash back to the earthquake. Yup, I know. It happened. Thank you. We went to the Inner Temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. So Iris... went into the cave? And Maya, channeling Dahlia, came out? At that time? So everything after that was Dahlia. Dude. What the fuck? With Maya's body. What the shit? Why did Maya channel her? Dude, we've been over the spirit channel. Why does the people in this game keep refusing to acknowledge spirit channeling when they watch it happen in front of their eyes all the time? Edgeworth and you and... oh, there that shit is. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Permanently retired. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh? Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me. Oh, that face. What is going on here? That's what I was saying, like, how do we even punish these guys? Morgan and Dahlia? I mean, Iris was involved in it too, so we can arrest her, so there's that. But she's not the main culprit. But this time I'll end it. For her and for myself. Jeez. We've been going quite a... oh! I was just about to say, we've been going quite a long time here, and now we're going into a little break. So we're going to stop here, and I'll have to continue another time. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bleh, I just flubbed that up. Jesus. See you later. Later.